All right, guys, check it out. Today, we're gonna review this guy, the Matador Globerider 45. In this review, I'm gonna talk about the pros, talk about the cons, ton of padding in the back compartment. You've got a wicked false bottom. Not my favorite stowage system. Keep it in mind, this material is gonna get dirty significantly faster. And if at the end of the video, you're not quite feeling this bag, we're gonna bring it back to the bag rack here to talk about some alternative recommendations that might better suit your needs. But first, let's break this guy down. Follow me. Okay, let's talk about the gist of the Matador Globerider 45. Headquartered in Boulder, Colorado in the US, Matador is a brand that's known for making pretty rad and innovative travel gear. All their products are kind of the convergence of functionality with a bit of attitude. And that's why all their bags have a very unique and interesting aesthetic. And for the Globerider 45, some of its top features are highly weather-resistant materials, a comfortable harness system including load lifters, a sternum strap, and a stowable waist belt, shoulder straps that are stowable in themselves, a top admin compartment with a bunch of organization, and a suitcase-style clamshell opening with a ton of space. The bag comes in two colors, black and this guy, Arctic White. The bag is 45 liters in size, which I'll go into depth talking about why that's important 2 sections from now. But I'd say a bag like this is more of a long-term travel bag. You don't need a 45 liter for a weekend trip. This is I'm hitting the road for a month sized travel bag. For the dimensions, we're looking at a height of around 22 inches, a width of around 14 inches, and around 8 inches of depth. Matador claims this bag weighs 4.5 pounds. Only one way to find out if that's true. Check that out, 4.5 pounds on the dot. Which should be noted is pretty heavy for a travel bag, especially as airlines are getting more and more restrictive about luggage weight and carry-on weight and personal item weight. So something to keep in mind as you're making your decision process. This is the bag when it's empty. This is the bag when it's fully packed out and worn on me, I'm 5'8". And this is the bag when it's fully packed out and worn on our media manager, Margaret, who's 5'2". And don't worry, I'm gonna pack out this bag throughout the entire review so you can see exactly what it fits. Matador offers a 3-year total protection warranty, but they also state that equipment, whether it's in or out of warranty, might be eligible for free repairs, excluding the EU. There's a lot of fine print, so be sure to kind of read up yourself. And for all that, the Globerider runs around $350 US. And if at any point in this review you're like, dude, I'm gonna ride the Globe and this is gonna be my Globerider, it's perfect, it's meant to be, I'm totally buying one, and you're gonna make a purchase, we do ask that you do so using the first link in the description below. That link makes sure that you get the best price, and we oftentimes have discount codes. But that link also helps to support the Nomads Nation YouTube channel so we can keep making the best bag reviews on the web. Thank you very much. Okay, let's talk about the front of the Matador Globerider 45. Starting with the aesthetic, and I think if Matador has done anything, they've got a really interesting aesthetic. Not gonna be for everyone, but they're definitely noticeable. It's an aesthetic that says, I do a little bit of urban travel and a little bit of outdoor travel, and I might pop by a hostel for a few days, but also I might get an Airbnb because I'm sophisticated as well. One of their signatures is having this ripstop bottom. And while I do like the white a lot, keep it in mind that this material is gonna get dirty significantly faster than the black version will. And speaking of the materials, the Globetrotter features 420D blue sign nylon UHM WPE. And I'm looking at it right now, UHM WPE, which stands for ultra high molecular weight polyethylene with reinforced ripstop and PU waterproofing. You got all that, Margaret? It's a bit of a mouthful. But what should be noted is I think that they're referring to this fabric, but there's actually 2 fabrics in this bag. This front pocket, which we'll talk about in a second, is a different fabric. This has a little elasticity to it, a little stretchiness, and that extends this water bottle holder. And actually it's on this panel here as well. But then you have the 420D actually on the top here, on the other side. And I don't know if this material is specified on the website. I can't find much information about it. It's ending with this ripstop bottom. So unfortunately for Matador, the materials are a little bit mysterious to me. The good thing though is that this 420D, it is a nylon, it is Blue Sign certified. It's definitely got some sort of PU on it that will help with light to moderate rain for short periods of time. And on the bottom, this sort of squared material is definitely a thicker denier, which will make it more abrasion resistant, which is great as you're putting the bag down, whether it's you're hiking Machu Picchu or, waltzing through the streets of Barcelona, this is pretty abrasion resistant and it should stand the test of time. All right, there's a lot to talk about with this bag. I'm a little overwhelmed. Let's start with the front pocket, which as I said, is this guy right here. It uses that elasticy material and it runs to the top of this sort of ripstop abrasion resistant material at the bottom. Top abrasion resistant material at the bottom, I'll get it. And pockets like this for me are just kind of quick sash pockets, right? It's where you put your hoodie, maybe a book, just something that whatever circumstances you're in with your travels that you just want something that you can grab super fast. See how fast that was? You probably didn't even see it. So I love that pocket for its access, but takes dramatic tea sip. One thing to note is that if you do get caught in that light to moderate rain, there's nothing blocking that rain from going whoosh. I don't know how water resistant this actual fabric is, but for me, from a functional perspective and with access and the actual material itself feels nice, you know, I quite like it. What about you though? Like, would that bother you, like knowing that this is exposed, that whatever gear in here could be potentially compromised by, you know, some rain? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Then from there, on the side, we have 2 handles, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 lash points above and below each handle. The external lash points are great because you can clip things on and carry them externally, right? Carabiner, pop a water bottle on there, just a way to, you know, pack more when your bag is fully packed. But these handles are interesting. I've never quite seen this done where there's like 2 handles on the front like this. I think it adds some things aesthetically and some things functionally. But just functionally, it's like, handles are never a bad thing in a travel bag, right? Like you're like, you know, okay, where's my freaking Uber? Oh crap, you know, you just kind of want to grab things, whether it's chasing your Uber or putting it over top or grab, you know, if you're forced to check it, you're grabbing it off of the luggage carousel thing. So more handles equal more opportunities to grab. We've got another handle at the bottom here. This handle is particularly effective for stowing it in the overhead bin, right? Pulling it down. Handle on top too, same thing. These handles are nice, just basic nylon webbing, a little bit of padding, gets the job done. But from there, let's move to this top pocket. This top pocket is protected with 2 YKK PU-coated zippers. Now you gotta know PU-coated zippers are a little controversial because they have immense benefits, but there's a big con with them. The benefit being, look at how smooth that is. That PU coating, that's just gonna rain's just gonna go, just slide right off of it. So it's great for weather resistance. But PU-coated zippers do have a tendency to peel over time, especially with more exposure to sunlight. So if you're hiking a lot with this bag or just in the sun a lot in general, over time, this will likely wither, which it's still fine to open the bag with, but like it just looks off. And then once you're in, you can see we got a lot going on here. We've got 2 zipper pockets. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 pockets that have some elasticity to them, and then 2 stash pockets. Let's load it up. So for me, a pocket like this is great for smaller bits of gear that you want quicker access to. Oh, actually in the first pocket, I didn't even realize there's a key leash. So we're gonna go ahead and clip our keys on there, keep them nice and safe out of the way. There's no additional organization in these zip pockets. So for me, I'm gonna throw some extra Tylenol in there in case I get a travel headache. It happens. Some pens in these pockets. Could also be a good spot to throw some wires, maybe like a charging cable or something. These quick stash pockets, I'll throw my AirPods in one, throw my little Zyn tin on top of that. And then this is a B7 size notebook, which fits perfectly right here. B7 is the same size as passports, which means you can just pop your passport in there, easy to access. But then what to note is like, this pocket has got some freaking capacity. Like you can throw a tech pouch in there. This is the Evergoods Cap 0.5. Oh my God, we can do crazier than that though. I can throw a whole freaking hoodie in there, I think. Oh my God, yeah. So really impressive in terms of the capacity of this pocket, but I'm not gonna push it too much. I'm just gonna throw my tech pouch from Evergoods, my reading glasses, and then throw the hoodie in the front. If you are able to get this bag underneath the seat in front of you, a pocket like this is great because as it's there, it allows you quick access. So whether it's your passport, some pens, a notebook, easy to grab. All right, let's talk about the middle of the Matador Globerider 45. Now we got 2 sides. Side number 1 has a handle. Side number 2 has the water bottle holder. Let's start with side number 2. North of the water bottle holder, we have a little stash pocket right here. Doesn't go down very far. It just goes down to like the top of the water bottle holder. I actually have no idea what to throw in this pocket, so I'm just gonna throw a little compressible tote, right? Maybe I'm going grocery shopping before I get to my Airbnb. I wanna put the groceries in the tote, quicker access to it. And from there we have compression straps. Now compression straps are great as it allows you to compress your bag, which is especially important in this day and age where airlines are getting a little strict, right? So you might have to hit like a certain threshold in terms of the depth of the bag. And your compression straps will allow you to do that. I've never seen compression straps designed like this, where it's like 2 here and the buckle and you got this guy. They're innovative, they work, I like them. Let's talk water bottle holder. This water bottle holder is made of the same material as this front pocket, so it's got a nice elasticity to it. And I am telling you right now, I'm gonna love this water bottle holder because it's gonna be versatile. Oh, and it's got this little pull tab right here, which makes it easier to grab your water bottle from it. So you can see you got a 22-ounce Earthwell, super skinny, fits in there with plenty of room to spare. And then even a 1-liter insulated Yeti, I assume will fit in there no problemo. Oh yeah. This checks a lot of my boxes for what I want out of a water bottle holder on a travel backpack. The expansion is great, the material is fantastic, it doesn't eat into the main compartment. And if you want, for a little extra security, you can use this compression strap, grab a carabiner and clip it together, just to kind of keep it secure. We've got a package, hold on. What do we got here? Okay, cool. I will get to you later. Swap it over to the other side. And you can see just a handle. There's no top zippered stash pocket, no water bottle, just something to allow you to kind of carry it in briefcase mode, another point of leverage. Bada bing, bada boom. But you do have the 1-2 compression straps. All right, let's get into the main compartment. Now, I really like travel bags that open this way, and this way being suitcase style, right? Suitcase style? Yeah, it's like a suitcase. Final answer. And I also like travel backpacks that don't have too much internal organization. And this bag checks those boxes. You can see we have 1-2 zippered compartments on the opening side. And then you've got 1-2 zippered compartments right here in the actual abyss of the canyon. Some compression straps, and that's it. One thing to note though is this clamshell doesn't like completely open all the way. Like the zippers don't come in, which means that there's like some pinching when the bag does open, which is not a deal breaker, but just something to be aware of. And now we're gonna pack it out and see what this bag is made of. All right, so I got a bunch of travel gear right here. Let's see how this works. I got a big old packing cube from Pakt Design, popped it on the bottom, perfect fit. I'm gonna throw my compressible day pack from Tortuga right here. Smaller packing cube from Air. The travel kit from Air as well. As you can see, I'm not very brand loyal. I think I got just one video with 17 brands. Tech pouch on top, and I took my sweater from that front pocket. We're gonna put it there as well. I'll say in terms of capacity, this feels around 40 to 45 liters. It's not the biggest 45 liter. And then for these zip pockets, I'm gonna throw like smaller things in there, like a day sling from Bellroy. And then actually this pocket is really interesting. It's got a lot of depth to it, dude. Actually, both these pockets do. I would use a pocket like this for like my dirty clothes, right? So maybe I'd put my dirty clothes in a tote and then I'd be able to separate clean clothes from dirty clothes. So I got 3 pairs of pants, a hoodie, a couple shirts, put that in there. Okay, now we're gonna test this capacity. Let's see what you're made of. Oh yeah. Now one great choice about the 420D is it's a very lightweight material while still being durable. And lighter weight equals more malleability, which means that you can just load this up. And now you can see we're at full capacity. It's a really big bag. Honestly, I could even fit more stuff at the bottom. Yeah, the capacity is very impressive. And if you're thinking to yourself, whoa, this dude is kind of a travel nerd and I'm digging it. Also, backpacks are awesome. I want more. Well, if that's the case, I do want to let you know real fast that here at Nomads Nation, we're not just a YouTube channel, but we also have a world-class newsletter called, wait for it, the Nomads Nation newsletter. And if you're really into bags and the carry community and EDC gear, you're definitely gonna wanna sign up. In the newsletter, I take you through the biggest breaking news in the carry community, from new releases and limited edition drops and new launches from the biggest brands to the smallest brands and everything in between. So if you want me to be like your reporter in the field for what's happening in this awesome bag world, be sure to look for this emoji in the description below. You can use that to sign up to the Nomads Nation newsletter, and I hope to see you in your inbox. Okay, let's take it to the next chapter where we talk about the back of the Matador Globerider 45. Now this part's gonna be interesting because I think some people might be like, oh, damn it, I like this bag, but I just realized it's not for me. And that's because of this tech compartment. Not that it's bad, it's just kind of limiting. You can see the top right here, we have this YKK PU-coated zipper. And if you're thinking to yourself like, Aaron, I thought we were talking about the tech compartment. It's clearly not the tech compartment. That actually is the tech compartment. Which is why I'm gonna go out and say, if you're looking for an awesome travel backpack with an awesome tech compartment, you might want to continue your search, which we'll talk about in the alternative section. But here's why. You can see this compartment is really quite small. So I have a 13-inch MacBook Pro, and it just barely fits, right? I mean, I don't think anything bigger is gonna fit, maybe a 14-inch if you're really aggressive with it. And don't get me wrong, like it's safe in there. You've got a ton of padding in the back compartment. You've got a wicked false bottom. It actually stops right here. It could be the falsiest bottom I've ever seen in my life, which is great. So if you drop your bag, laptop never gets hurt. But it's just tight. So A, there's not a lot of versatility, especially if you have a laptop bigger than a 13-inch MacBook Pro. And especially if you also carry like a tablet or other bits of electronic gear that you just want to feel like it's like in a cloud of safety. My 13-inch MacBook Pro does feel safe in there, but it doesn't quite have that luxurious sort of feel that a lot of modern techier travel bags offer. So if you got the 13-inch MacBook Pro and you're like, actually that's perfect, yeah, actually that could work. But if you're looking for a bit more, we'll talk about that in the alternative section in just like, I don't know, 3.5 minutes. Okay, now let's talk about the harness system. At the northernmost point, we got these guys, load lifters. These allow you to stretch the bag like this way, so there's less pressure this way. This way is more comfortable than that way. Along the shoulder strap, we got some external lash points. Yet again, you can clip things to. And then we got a sternum strap. Yet again, you're seeing a recurring theme. Load lifters, more pressure on your torso as opposed to your lower back. Sternum strap does the same thing. The sternum strap is adjustable, so you can sort of put it lower or higher depending on your height. What's the hardware we're using here? YKK, cool. Solid hardware. Moving down, we have no dangle stoppers at the bottom of the shoulder straps, which is not my favorite. This guy, I'll tell you why. And then finally, we have a hip belt, which I think is also YKK hardware. Indeed it is. You need to get in the hip belt, move. As opposed to putting all the weight on your back, the hip sort of takes the brunt of the weight. And with a good hip belt, you actually feel like the bag is mostly here. Like the weight is like whoa, this is crazy. Osprey does it the best that I've tried. It's like a monster hip belt that's built into the backpack. This one's a little bit flimsier, but should still get the job done. I think it's built in. Ow. Yeah, this effort is definitely built in. But you do have the ability to sort of fold it into itself. But it should be noted that the tighter the bag is packed, the harder that is to do. But you can see, you can shove it in there. Might be a decision you want to make before absolutely packing the bag out. I would say not my favorite stowage system for a hip belt. But I think I'm gonna like the stowage system for the shoulder straps. Now this is a great feature because if you can get the bag underneath the seat in front of you, or even if you just put it overhead, like, when you're traveling with the bag on an airplane and these things just flopping all over the place, especially you're trying to move it around, the ability to do this and get all that excess dangle and fabric and just out of your way goes a really long way. And now you can see when the shoulder straps are stowed away, if you want to pop that underneath the seat in front of you, that is smooth as Italian gelato. I don't know, but quite smooth. The back panel itself, pretty well ventilated, pretty well padded. I could use maybe more 3D ventilation on this, like the material itself, quite breathable. So that ventilation will help. But sometimes larger travel bags in this category and price range have like a molded back panel that really inspires a ton of like whooshage. This one's sort of in the middle. And one last point is on one of the shoulder strap stowaway sides, we have a hidden pocket right here. Great spot for a passport. A little difficult to get to, but if it's difficult for you to get to, it's also difficult for a thief to get to. Oh God, holy crap, I just discovered something. So I thought the way the hip belt stowed away was like shoving it in there, which was not fun. But actually there's a whole system that Matador has done where you have this little loop at the bottom of the shoulder strap and a clip hidden behind the nylon webbing of the hip belt. You sort of clip that together, and then as a pair, they then stow away behind here together. And now you can see the two have become one. It's still not super clean, but it's cleaner and easier, kind of. It's a bit complicated. All right, and then doing the overall comfort test, not gonna lie, feels pretty good. This thing's fully packed out. Tighten these load lifters. So that 3-point of comfort, right? Tighten the load lifters, you snap in the sternum strap, clip on the belt. That trifecta really gets the job done in terms of comfort. I'm not gonna lie, this feels good. I love the system that we have right here to stow away the dangle in terms of the waist belt. I have never seen that before, and God, is that clean. And although dangle doesn't equal discomfort, it does equal agitation, which can be discomforting in its own way, right? Hashtag stop the dangle. I think that I could have used a little bit less density in the shoulder straps. I usually like a little bit more padding, something a little bit more cushiony. Think of like Tortuga or Air and their shoulder straps. So a little bit dense for my taste, but certainly comfortable. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. This thing feels pretty good. Overall, really comfortable wear. Okay, let's talk about the overall pros and the cons of the Matador Globerider 45. Pro number 1, in my opinion, is the aesthetic. I think it looks kind of mean. Pro number 2 is it's a very comfortable carry. And pro number 3, all the features actually give the bag a lot of versatility when you're traveling. But I have some cons, and I'm gonna tell you what they are right now. Con number 1 is the lack of weather resistance for this front pocket. Con number 2 is the lack of versatility and security with the laptop compartment. And con number 3 is just kind of how weird that whole like shoulder strap, hip belt connection stowaway system is. It wasn't my favorite. But there's a good chance that if you're still watching this, it might be your favorite. And if that's the case, just a reminder, if you're gonna make a purchase or you wanna find out more information, we do ask that you do so using the first link in the description below. Thank you very much. But let's say you're not quite sold. It's close, but you just wanna see what else is on the market. Let's bring it back over to the bag rack, and I'll tell you about some alternative recommendations I have that might better suit your needs. So, for my first alternative recommendation, I give you the Tortuga Travel Backpack Pro. It's a great option for you if you're looking for a large travel backpack, but you want something that has a lot more tech protection. This tech compartment rocks, the backpack is super weather resistant, incredibly comfortable, and to learn more about it, take a look at the description below and you'll find a link to our full review. For my next alternative recommendation, it's this one right here, which is the Osprey Fairview 40. This is a great option for the ladies out there, especially if you're looking for a larger travel backpack, because Osprey designed this just for women. So if you want to learn more about it, be sure to check out our review from our sister channel, Gear for the Girls, who ironically stars my own sister, and in the review she'll tell you why it's one of her favorite travel bags. To check out that video, link in the description below. And for the last backpack recommendation, we got this dude right here, which is the Pakt travel backpack. This is a great option for you if you're really drawn to that suitcase style opening, but you want a bag that just kind of does it differently, different aesthetic, different feature set. It's a awesome travel backpack. And to learn why, just watch this video right here. If you got any questions about any bags, let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Aaron. This is Nomads Nation, and we'll catch you next time.